Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be making a Call of Duty tier list. This is not going to be heavily edited, but I just got through playing Modern Warfare and I've just kind of had it in the back of my mind that I really wanted to make this tier list. It's been bugging me how just strange Call of Duty kind of is right now. And we're going to make this tier list. Let's just jump right into the video. Nothing else needs to be said. All right, first off in this tier list, we've got Call of Duty Mobile, S tier. Aside from like the crazy number of like microtransactions, there's so much content in this game, so many guns, so many maps, so many character skins. You have the cool, like, we have specialists in the game. I know a lot of people hate specialists. There's so much content in this game. It's kind of hard to hate it in my opinion. COD Ghost, I give it a C. It wasn't really bad. It wasn't really like my favorite Call of Duty. Yeah, I think it's really like, I'm gonna use C kind of like a middle ground, you know? I thought it was a pretty solid entry in the franchise. Advanced Warfare, A tier. I don't have a lot of playtime in this game, but I love the jetpack Call of Duties. I thoroughly think this game is actually incredible. There's a skill gap. It's fun to play on. The movement is really, really nice. The gunplay feels incredible. I thought it was an A tier Call of Duty from what experience I did have with it. It was a lot of fun in my opinion. Black Ops 3 is my favorite Call of Duty of all time. It is not even close. Not even gonna argue this with anybody. Incredible game. Zombies, incredible. Multiplayer, phenomenal, and probably the best jetpack god we've ever got. Not to mention, dude, the skins, melee weapons. You had the like dissector, which was like the little disc that like the gun shoots like little pizza disc. You had the arm that you could beat people with. What else did you have in that game? Didn't you have like a superhero, or was that Black Ops 4? I don't really remember. But that game had so much content, so many guns, and got updated consistently. I don't really think it's as bad as people make it out to be. I think it just came out at the wrong time, honestly. I honestly think the game is okay. Again, it's kind of like a middle ground, like not great, not perfect. You know, it was fun to watch competitively. That's about it. And I enjoy the way Black Sky Camel looks, even though I never got it, but I think that camel's incredible. I think C is fine. Like I said, not good, not like terrible, like some people make it out to be. This is going to be probably very, very, very like questionable. We're going to go with World War II B tier. I did not mind this Call of Duty at all. I actually enjoyed playing it with friends. I had a good time on it when they did like that massive overhaul like 4 months into the game, and they kept giving it content, more multiplayer maps, more guns. Literally the game has like 80 guns and gun variants. What made this COD special in my opinion was the microtransactions. The credits for these microtransactions could be earned in game. If you wanted a sniper variant or a gun variant or whatever, you could complete a contract in the game to get it. No COD has done that since. I love that about this game. That honestly made it a B tier. It might even make it an A tier for me just because it's probably the least greedy COD we've ever had in our life. Black Ops 4, honestly A tier game. The camels were incredible. The gunplay was incredible. Stimming was a little questionable, but outside of that, I love this game. I had a lot of fun on it, man. Getting dark matter was incredible. Then they introduced the rainbow camo that like changed colors for every number of kills you got. Nobody does camels as good as Treyarch does. IW, not even close. Sledgehammer. Their skins in World War II were actually pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. A tier Call of Duty. I love the absolute hell out of this game, man. I have so many fond memories. I went to COD Champs when this game was being played. Such an incredible experience to watch live, honestly. Just a great send-off really to that like futuristic era of Call of Duty. I hope we go back to it. I miss it. This modern boots on the ground stuff, it's just not it, man. Warzone, I'm gonna give it a pass and put it maybe A, like high B, maybe A. I only say that because it took years to get this game right. The bugs, the hackers, the gun balance was atrocious up and down, but I had a lot of fun playing this during quarantine and then 2021 afterwards when we were still kind of on lockdown. I fell off a little bit with Caldera. I actually love Fortune's Keep. Fortune's Keep, I personally like more than Rebirth. I wasn't a rooftop Randy. I moved around on Fortune's Keep. I actually really enjoyed that map. It's a shame we only had it for like 4 months and then it was gone. Warzone, A tier. And then Rebirth, I think I mentioned that. Rebirth obviously really saved this. I miss Verdansk. Everybody misses Verdansk. MW19, I'm giving this a D. I didn't like this game that much. I got the camels done on it, but it was, I give it a C. I like the movement in the game. I like the movement in the gunplay. I'll give it that. It wasn't the worst thing. Kind of refreshing a little bit, but the only thing that just sucked about this game was the multiplayer didn't really get that much love. It mostly all went to Warzone. I mean, you still had really terrible spawns on a lot of maps. Dead Silence wasn't a perk. They tried to take away the mini map and they had to give it back. They did a lot of dumb things with this game. I thought the gunplay, again, the gunplay and the movement, pretty much only good things about this game that I actually liked. Other than that, Cold War, I'm a Treyarch kid, don't get me wrong. But Cold War was made in 6 months and had just about as much content, if not more, than Black Ops 4, and came close to a large amount of content similar to Black Ops 3. I don't know much about the zombie side. I heard it was either really enjoyable or just hit or miss. I don't know a lot. I've never been a big zombies guy, but I actually enjoyed this Call of Duty from head to toe. It was a fun game to me. The only thing that sucked about this game was the skill base. Skill base was ferociously restrictive in this game. You do good one game, you are getting dominated, man. The movement was also a little clunky, but the gunplay and the balance of the game, and it just felt like a traditional Call of Duty with the perk systems to an extent, because you can still have like 5 attachments on your guns. You can rock 6 perks. That was a little stupid. But outside of that, it still felt like a regular Call of Duty with just a little bit more movement to it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more than Modern Warfare 2019. Sue me. Vanguard, I kind of want to give it a D. This game was just weird. I don't know, man. I didn't get any of the mastery camos done on it. It just didn't feel like it was properly supported, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't know. It just felt like they didn't know what to do with it. Like it was whatever. Los Angeles Thieves, which was my team last year that I loved watching, did win champs on this, so I might just give it a pass and bump it up to C. I'd give it like a high D. I didn't play Modern Warfare, like the original one. Sorry. Didn't have that kind of console growing up. Family wasn't really big into shooters, especially my mom. She didn't like me murdering people in video games. World at War, B tier. I mean, I'm only putting it in B because I don't have a lot of experience on it. Again, it came out in that era when I wasn't really into Call of Duty. I didn't have the console for it. Whatever you want to say. For what experience I did have with it, it was a good game. It was a fun game. MW2, I'm only putting this up here because I'm going to get crucified if I don't put it up here. I didn't get a chance to really play it in its prime. For what it did to the Call of Duty community, from the sniping montages to the early days of FaZe and Optic, to really just bringing forth that Call of Duty content that I really wish we could go back. If I could go back in time, I would get into it and capitalize on it. Not only make a name for myself, but just enjoy it. One day, maybe we'll go back to this kind of enjoyment with Call of Duty where we can vote for our maps. We don't get our lobbies separated. You can't get banned for calling somebody a bitch in the chat. COD's gotten weird. It's gotten soft. What can you do, man? Black Ops 1 is honestly kind of a A. It's like a low A, like B tier, like high B tier COD in my opinion. I enjoyed it. The campaign is one of my favorite campaigns in gaming history.
The numbers, basically. What do they mean?
The guns were all fun. Sniping was a little wonky. I love this game so much, man. There were so many funny like gun game montages I used to watch on this game where people would just like stab people instead of, killing them with a gun. There was a guy I used to watch named Outrageous Kev. He doesn't upload anymore. Man, I miss it. Man, I love this Call of Duty. MW3, didn't play this a lot, but I've heard a lot of good about it. I'm gonna put this in the never fully played category. I have some experience on it, but I'm not gonna give it a bad or a false or like a false good judgment without really knowing better. For the record, I fully assume it's a great Call of Duty, just like COD 4. I hear a lot of good about MW3. I'm only putting this up here instead of down here too, because I actually have played Modern Warfare 2 within recent years, and I've enjoyed it because of how crazy and chaotic it is, and on top of the fact of what it did to the community. But anyway, MW3 down here. Don't want to give it a bad judgment. Don't want to give it an incorrect judgment without really having too much playtime on it. Black Ops 2 is the greatest Call of Duty, or I take that back. Black Ops 3 is my favorite Call of Duty of all time, and I think it's the greatest Call of Duty of all time. But Black Ops 2 is up there in terms of like the boots on the ground, competitive, zombies, pub stomping. This is the best Call of Duty in my opinion. Just universally having everything for every type of player. The zombies was incredible. The guns were incredible. The pubs were incredible. I don't think it's necessarily what you would call better than MW2. I think MW2 is probably the most beloved Call of Duty for the content and the multiplayer experience, but Black Ops 2 is probably the most well-rounded Call of Duty next to Black Ops 3 for its era. For the boots on the ground era, Black Ops 2 is probably the most well-rounded Call of Duty. Just so much to it. I love that game. This game is dog shit. I don't care what anybody says. I'm scared to judge this one, but where do I begin, man? The game felt rushed when we first launched. We don't have a mini map like a traditional mini map. Dead Silence is a field upgrade yet again. The skill base is just kind of all over the place. I don't really care about that anymore though. It's a massive camp fest. I don't enjoy an ounce of this game, honestly. I got the camo grind done on it for Orion, and I think the Orion camo actually looks incredible. I don't enjoy this game, man. I'm sorry. I didn't make this video to hate on MW2. I promise I didn't, but I don't enjoy this COD, man. It's hard for me to hop onto it once you're done with the camo grinding. it's just not fun to play. There's so much damn camping, and it's not really like OG camping back in the day. Now you've got all the extra shit like the proximity mines, the cluster mines, flashbang singing to Narnia. Now granted, they did add that feature to the game that makes flashbangs black, and mixing that with battle hard, it makes it bearable, but it just feels like they have no idea what the hell they're doing, and they're reverting a lot of the changes to this game because most people just downright did not like them, which makes sense. People didn't like a lot of the things that are in this game. It's just not a fun game to me. I've never played a game with so much sound whoring too. It's absurd how much sound whoring's in this game. I don't enjoy it, and I don't enjoy Warzone 2 at all. It's not on this listing, but it'd be down here too. Not fun to me either. I spawned into an Ashika game earlier today, and as I'm floating down, I just respawned. As I'm floating down, I look at all the rooftops below me. Every single team, including my team, is on a rooftop, just chilling, or in a building, just shooting into the distance. I don't dislike Hensley. I thought that mechanic was stupid and broken. Don't miss it. That's not what I dislike about the game. I don't really care for the movement shit, but just the overall feel of the game is just weird. It feels slow and clunky, not in a Sly Hensley way, but it just overall feels slow and clunky. The game half works. Every time I load up the game, it feels like a different game. Sometimes my guns work, sometimes my guns don't. My graphic settings are either really good and I'm getting a high FPS, or they're really low. I've changed nothing to my computer. I'm doing nothing extra. It needed another year, in my opinion. It just was a buggy, hot ass mess. You can't use the excuse that all games are buggy at launch. COD's been making CODs for 20 years, okay? This game just felt special, in my opinion, in terms of how bad the quality is. It needed another year, and I think it would be really probably a B or a C or a B tier COD. It's got good framework, but it just is all over the place, in my opinion. It just doesn't feel like it was ready to launch. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like on it. Tell me what's your favorite Call of Duty of all time, or what your tier list is as a whole. Like, give me your S tier to F tier. Tell me what your favorite CODs of all time are, and we'll argue about it in the comment section down below. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this. If you enjoyed it, be sure to sub to the channel for more gaming content, specifically Call of Duty. And as always, I will see you later. Peace.